Robinhood is trading for about $70 per share. For a traditional covered call, this means we would need to pay $7,000, which would be the base for selling covered calls against the shares. But we can use a strategy called the poor man's covered call to achieve a very similar payoff with much less capital. For example, we could buy the 50 strike call option expiring in 660 days for $3,500, cutting our capital requirement in half. We can then start selling call options against this long-term call option to create a poor man's covered call position, which will give us very similar upside to the traditional covered call, but with half the capital. So what exactly is a poor man's covered call? If the stock price is $70, we would buy a deep in the money long-term call option. We could buy the 50 strike call option expiring in 1 to 2 years. This is our replacement for buying 100 shares of stock, as we would in a traditional covered call. The next leg would be selling an out-of-the-money call option in a more near-term expiration cycle, such as selling the 80 or 90 strike call option expiring in 30 to 60 days. This is called a long call diagonal debit spread, since we are going to pay to enter this trade, and the relationship between the strike price and the time to expiration is a diagonal relationship. Now let me show you what this looks like using the option modeler on Project Option. So first I'm going to go to the long-term expiration cycle, which is the January 2028 cycle with currently 656 days to go. So I'm going to open up this expiration and I'm going to go to the 50 strike call option. The stock price is currently $68.90. Buying this 50 strike call option is considered a deep in the money call leap. I'm going to left click the price to model buying this call option. This call option is currently trading for $34.75, which is going to cost us $3,475 for one contract. The first thing I want you to note is that the payoff graph for this call option is pretty much linear up and to the right. This is very close to what actually buying stock would look like. But with this 50 strike call option, the delta is a positive 81. But as we can see, if I hover over the chart and I go to higher stock prices, the delta of the call option is going to increase towards a positive 100. And this is why the poor man's covered call strategy works. We own a deep in the money call option, which gives us the right to purchase 100 shares of stock at the lower strike price. And if the stock price continues to go higher, the maximum delta of this position is going to approach positive 100, which is the same exact delta we would have if we instead owned 100 shares of stock. But this is just the first leg of the trade. So as I mentioned before, we need to sell a higher strike call in a more near-term expiration. So I'm going to go to the 40-day expiration cycle of May 2026. With Robinhood trading at $68.90, I might want to sell the 80 strike call option. So I can right click on the price of the 80 strike call to model selling this call option. And now we have the payoff graph for this poor man's covered call position. The white line here is the estimated payoff of this position at expiration in 40 days. The blue and orange lines show us the estimated payoff of this position before expiration. We can see that the payoff of this position peaks at the strike price of $80. That's because at a price of $80, the long-term call option that we own will have the most value it can have, while the short 80 strike call option will expire worthless in 40 days. And at $80 a share in 40 days, our estimated profit on this position is $1,123. On the downside, our maximum loss potential is $32.08, which is our entry cost for the long call option of $34.75, less the premium collected of $267 for selling this 80 strike call option. So let's quickly compare a traditional covered call to the poor man's covered call in this exact scenario. Hood is trading at $68.90 per share, and we're selling the 80 strike call with 40 days to expiration. The base of a traditional covered call would be buying 100 shares at $68.90, so we'd pay $6,890. The short call premium is $267, and that gives us a premium yield of 3.8%. The premium yield is simply how much we can make from this short call relative to the cost of the shares. The maximum loss is $68.90 minus $267, or $6,623. And this happens if the stock price goes to zero. But with this poor man's covered call, our base is this 50 strike call expiring in 656 days, which costs us $3,475. If we divide that same short call premium of $267 into our lower base of $34.75, we get a premium yield of 7.7%. And our maximum loss on the poor man's covered call is $32.08, which is the cost of the long call less the premium collected from the short call. If we go back to the payoff diagram of this poor man's covered call, we will see that we have different payoff profiles depending on the amount of time until expiration. We will also note that we have positive theta at the time of entry. That's because this blue line, or the T+0 line, showing our estimated profit and loss at stock prices today, is much lower than our estimated profits at the time of expiration in 40 days. For instance, if the stock price goes to $80 today, our estimated profit on this position is $450. But at the time of expiration in 40 days, our profit is estimated to be $1,123. And this shows us that as the stock price increases towards our short strike, our positive theta value will increase, meaning that time decay will start working for us more quickly. Really quickly, I want to show you the actual comparison of a traditional covered call payoff with this current poor man's covered call setup that we have. To do this, I'm going to enable adjustment modeling, which when I change out the positions, we will see two sets of curves here. So I'm going to model closing the deep in the money call leap, and then I'm going to add 100 shares of stock. And now we are looking at a comparison of the poor man's covered call to the traditional covered call. The solid lines that we are seeing is the payoff graph for the traditional covered call of buying 100 shares of stock at $68.90 and selling the 80 strike call in 40 days against it. And the dashed lines are the poor man's covered call that we just looked at. We can see that both payoffs have a lot of downside risk, and both of their profits peak at a stock price of $80, which is the strike price of the call that we are selling. If I go to the adjustment modeling tab and I hover over the stock price of $80, we can see that the delta column at T+0 says positive 186, and at T+40 it says 254. What this means very simply is if we had the traditional covered call at T+0, or today, if the stock price went to $80, our P&L would be $186 higher than the poor man's covered call. And at expiration, our estimated P&L would be $254 higher than the poor man's covered call. The P&L on a traditional covered call would be slightly higher, but again, the capital base is much larger. But on the downside, we see that there is a significant advantage of having the poor man's covered call. For example, if the stock price went to $50 or fell 27%, we can see that we would have larger losses in the traditional covered call as compared to the poor man's covered call, since again, we have much more risk with the traditional covered call. At a stock price of $50 in 40 days, we're estimated to lose $378 more with the traditional covered call as compared to the poor man's covered call. Now that you understand how the poor man's covered call works, I want to show you some setup guidelines to help you structure your own poor man's covered call trades. First, when you're selecting a long call or the call that you're purchasing, you want to target a delta of 70 to 90. This gives you 70 to 90% of the exposure as compared to owning 100 shares of stock at the time of entry. Then you're going to want to choose an expiration at least 1 to 2 years out. If we go back to our Robinhood example, I'm going to the 656-day cycle, and if we look at the 50 strike call, we can see that the delta is positive 81. If I open up more strikes, I can go to further in the money strike prices. So for example, if we purchase the 25 strike call, we would have to pay $50, so it would be more expensive, but the delta would be positive 94. The deeper in the money you go, the more stock-like your long call is going to be, but it's also going to approach the cost of actually buying 100 shares of stock. And that's why 70 to 90 delta is a good sweet spot, because you're getting a lot of the stock exposure, but you're also cutting your capital base by a significant margin compared to actually buying 100 shares. When it comes to the short call, or the call that you're selling, you want to go to an expiration 30 to 60 days out, and you want to target a delta of 15 to 30. But this is not a hard and fast rule, it's just a simple guideline. If we go back to our Robinhood example, we can see that the 80 strike call that we sold has a delta of 30. Again, there's a balance to be struck here, because if you sell a strike price closer to the stock price, then you're not going to give the stock as much room to run before your profitability peaks out. In this example, we have an 80 strike call, and we can see that our poor man's covered call peaks out at a stock price of $80. But we're collecting $267 for selling the 80 strike call. If instead we wanted to sell the 90 strike call, this has a delta of 14, but we'll only collect $105 for selling this. So we'll have less income from selling the higher strike call option, but we'll have a lot more room for the stock price to run before our profitability caps out for this trade. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind is there's a strike width rule you should try to follow. And that's that the total debit that you pay to enter a poor man's covered call should not exceed the width between the two strikes. For example, if we have the long 50 call and the short 90 call, our poor man's covered call has a $40 strike width. And with this setup, paying more than $40 results in upside loss potential if the stock goes way past the short strike. So if we have the long 50 call and we decide to sell the 70 strike call option expiring in 40 days, we have a $20 strike width, but we can see that the cost of this position is much higher than $20. So $34.75 minus $6.25 gives us a cost of $28.05 to enter this poor man's covered call. And if we zoom way out and go to higher stock prices, we can see that this position actually has upside loss potential, which is not what we want when we're trading a poor man's covered call. To be fair, this would require a really huge stock price increase, and this also assumes that we don't manage a trade, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. But the key principle is that if you are paying more than the width of the strikes for a poor man's covered call, you technically have upside loss potential. So now let's talk about managing your poor man's covered call positions. The first scenario that you can encounter is that the short call expires out of the money, which is the best case scenario. And in this case, you keep the premium collected for selling that call option. And then you can sell a new call option at a higher strike price and a further out expiration. And then you can repeat this cycle as long as it continues. But the next scenario that you're going to encounter eventually is that the stock price approaches the short call strike price. And what you can do in this scenario is you can roll up and out for a credit, which means you're buying back your original short call and you're selling a higher strike call option and a further expiration for a credit. I did an individual video called How to Roll Covered Calls to Unlock More Upside, which will teach you everything you need to know about rolling a tested short call in a traditional or poor man's covered call position. Now, it's worth mentioning that the furthest you can roll is the same expiration as your leaps, and this would create a bull call spread position because you would end up with a long call and a short call at different strike prices in the same expiration cycle. To give you an example of how to roll a poor man's covered call to defend your position, let's assume that I bought the 50 strike call option expiring in Jan 2028 for $25 a few months ago, and my current short call in my poor man's covered call position is the 70 strike call option expiring in 12 days that I sold for $1.50 and is currently at $2.96. The stock price is at $68.90, which means it is quickly approaching my short call strike price. Now, we're not stuck here. We don't have to just accept our fate and hold this position indefinitely. We can manage this position, specifically roll out this short call that is currently being tested and give our position more profitability on the upside. Now, to do this, I'm going to enable adjustment modeling and I'm going to remove the midpoint P&L curve just to make things a little cleaner. To roll this position, I'm going to have to buy back the 70 call. So I'm going to hit model closing trade, and this is going to simulate buying back the short call for $2.96. And as we can see, this opens up my upside, since if I made this trade, all I'd be left with is the long 50 strike call option. But we actually want to roll the short call to a higher strike and a further out expiration. So I'm going to change the expiration to the 74-day cycle. And what I'm looking for here is I'm looking to sell a call option for higher than $2.96. We can see the furthest I can go out is the 85 strike call. Since if I sell this, I'll collect $320, which is more than $296. But if I sell the 90 strike call, I will collect $233, which is less than $296, and that means I'll pay a debit for that roll. And we want to collect a credit. So I'm going to right click on the 85 strike call price, and this is going to model rolling the 70 strike call option expiring in 12 days to the 85 strike call option expiring in 74 days. And we can see this proposed adjustment gives me a $24 credit. Now we have two sets of curves on this chart. And what we're looking at is the dashed lines are the original position, which is my long 50 strike call and my short 70 strike call expiring in 12 days. And the solid lines are my new position. And we can instantly see that we unlock way more upside on the poor man's covered call. Instead of my profit peaking out at $70, which is my original short strike, now my profit peaks out at $85, which is my new short strike. And in this section here, we're looking at the base position versus the adjusted position and the P&L difference between the two when I hover over various stock prices. So let's hover over a stock price of $80. Accounting for this rolling adjustment, my estimated profit today, if the stock price goes to $80, is a positive $13.21 versus an original P&L of $9.75. That means if I roll up the short call option and the stock price continues higher to $80 today, my P&L will be $347 higher than if I didn't make that rolling adjustment at all. And again, that's an estimation based on option pricing calculators, but it's very useful information for understanding the impact of making this rolling adjustment. Now let's talk about assignment on the short call, because it is a potential whenever you have a short option in your portfolio to get assigned on that option. If you get assigned on a short call, that means you are going to be short 100 shares of stock at the short call's strike price. But your max risk does not change after the assignment, so don't panic. There's two approaches you can follow if you get assigned on the short call. The first option is you can exercise the long call leap in your portfolio. When you exercise a long call option, that means you are going to convert the call option and buy 100 shares of stock, and that's effectively going to cancel out the short 100 shares in your portfolio. This is a very simple way to unwind the position, but it's not actually favorable because it burns any remaining extrinsic value in the leaps. The second option, which is often going to be the better option, is to sell the call leap and buy back the short stock in the same transaction. So you'd go to your brokerage platform and you would set up an order to sell the long call and buy back the 100 shares in the same exact transaction. This is often going to be best for your P&L because this preserves remaining extrinsic value in the leaps. If we have our long call leap with a strike of $50 and the stock price is at $68.90, we have $18.90 of intrinsic value in that call option. But the call option is worth $34.75 today. So if I take $34.75 minus $18.90, we calculate extrinsic value or time value of $15.85 that exists in this 50 strike call option. If I exercise this 50 strike call option, I am consuming the entire $34.75 of its value, which means I am effectively just burning $1,585 for exercising the call. The next video I would recommend checking out is how to roll covered calls to unlock more upside, which talks about rolling short calls in depth, which applies to traditional and poor man's covered call positions. My name is Chris from Project Option. Thank you so much for watching, and please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below.